Here's a look at the first official forecast track of the 2024 Typhoon season. It comes from the Japan Meteorological Agency. They have labeled this a tropical depression, expected to become a tropical storm. Once it does so, it'll be getting that international name. Pegasa still hasn't named it locally yet, but I wouldn't be surprised maybe by the time you're watching this video, it does get a local name. Now, taking a look at that forecast, they do anticipate this, of course, to become a tropical storm, eventually a severe tropical storm just off of the Bicol region there, and then turning towards the north as a severe tropical storm just off the east coast of Luzon. So let's break down that forecast here in today's Western Pacific weather update. Of course, as I always say, if you really like these updates, hit that like and subscribe button, maybe even check out our Patreon. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this update. Here's the deal though, good news. Over the past 12 hours, we haven't really seen that convection tighten up quite significantly. It's still broad, scattered area of thunderstorms. So I'm not surprised this hasn't been quantified as a tropical storm by any means. I mean, there's a lot of exposed low-level circulation in here, but there is still plenty of convection, which equals needed rainfall already starting to work its way in across the east coast of Visayas. So if it stays this kind of disorganized low pressure area, that would be the best case scenario for Visayas, because you would get that increase in the precipitation without the significant impacts of a typhoon. But there is still that possibility of this tightening up. And as I mentioned there with the Japan Meteorological Agency, they expect it to become a tropical storm. You can see that forecast here through Friday and Saturday, according to the ECMWF, bringing this on shore actually around Samar over towards the Bicol region now. So it's drifting it further towards the west. As I mentioned in my update yesterday, I was curious about the high pressure ridge towards the north and how it could interact with this and kind of edge it further towards the west. And it looks like the guidance kind of picking up on that hypothesis at this time, bringing those gusty conditions across Bicol region, Catanduanes, with winds upwards of 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. But the key thing is rain. A lot of it. Much needed in this area, but too much in a short period of time, as we all know, could cause issues. Then ECMWF actually brings it back over the warm waters of the Philippine Sea as it gets hooked by a trough towards the north, and really starts to bring that rainfall not only on the east coast, but it surges in that moisture on the west coast, almost tapping into the southwest monsoon here. So bringing rain to the east and west coast. That's western areas of Visayas, Mindoro included, for example, with that rainfall. This is a high resolution. That's a look at Rojas, Legazpi, looking at rainfall throughout the day. Manila picking it up here on Sunday as well, as this whole swath of precipitation pushes overhead. And then here's a look at the rainfall throughout the upcoming weekend. Those areas in red indicate upwards of 200 to 300 millimeters across the Bicol region, according to the ECMWF outlook. Not so much further towards the west, but maybe around Legazpi, parts of Samar, even over towards Cebu, you could tap into this rain. But some of these areas could be looking at a pretty significant amount, albeit it is dry. Floodwaters can still rise quickly, so something to just keep in mind. Depending on your situation, actually could see some issues here if you get too much rain in a very short period of time. Also, remember to prepare to evacuate if you need to. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but also get that information according to your evacuations, how hard the storm will maybe even hit your local area from, of course, your official local source for information. Pegasa, of course, here in the Philippines, Taiwan, CWB, Japan, JMA, and any of my military friends, you have to just kind of take a look out to what the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is saying, or maybe even your local bases as well. All right, so here's a look at what the ECMWF and the GFS, their spaghetti plots, kind of comparing back and forth here between the two guidances. ECMWF being on the left, GFS on the right. Both of them have edged further onshore with that landfall in Samar or Leyte, or maybe around the Bicol region, more and more likely based on the current guidance I am seeing at this time. So yeah, the forecast definitely potential of changing, and we're kind of seeing that right now. Let's take a look at blue, or actually the enhanced infrared imagery. That's it right here. Your low-level circulation is currently just towards the west of Palau. Kind of spot it right in there. Here's your convection flaring up. But this is the one thing I really want to point out is, yeah, that's the center of circulation. But the overall broad circulation is right here. So this has a lot of lungs to breathe. It's got good outflow aloft with those upper level cirrus clouds. It just needs that low level center to tighten up. And if we see that happen as this moves towards the north and west, we could get that strengthening, and I think that's why the Japan Meteorological Agency kind of leaning into this becoming a tropical storm prior to landfall as it kind of kicks off there towards the north and west. Still not 100% certain, but I think that there's a pretty good chance. I would say about 70% chance this gets named, at least by Pegasa before landfall. But something we're going to continue to watch over the upcoming days. As always, I'm going to do my best to keep you posted here at westernpacificweather.com. If you have any questions, though, maybe some graphics you would like to see or some impacts you would like me to talk more on, please let me know. But these updates really just meant to serve you guys and keep you posted on what's going on out here with our newest tropical depression. All right. Shout out to everybody who supports us on Patreon. Number one thing, as always, is stay safe out there, friends. Have a great day.